I'm ARCANA with last two-digit ID student number 67.
And my name is Kristian Adinata with student number 23151011075.
Okay, hello everyone. Today we are going to talk about a real-world security issue that once shocked the digital world, the Zoom token vulnerability of 2020. As millions of people shift to online meetings during the pandemic, Zoom became a household name. But behind the scenes, a serious security flaw put user accounts at risk. In this video, I will walk you through what happened, how it worked, and most importantly, what we can learn from it as software developer and security-minded professional. Let's get started.
In early 2020, Zoom faced a serious security flaw in its Windows client. The app was storing user identification tokens in plain text on local machines. These tokens act like digital keys that keep you logged in. But if someone like a hacker with malware access could find and copy them for your computer, they could log in as you and without ever needing your password. That means they have full access to you, to your Zoom's account, meetings, chats, and even cloud recordings. This vulnerability was discovered during a time when Zoom was booming, with millions relying on it for remote work and school. Media outlets like Bleeping Computer quickly picked up the story, warning users that accounts could be hijacked without credentials. This issue exposed a major lapse in secure coding. Storing tokens without encryptions goes against standard best practice. And even though Zoom's servers may have been secure, this client-side flow made it possible for attacker to bypass that protections simply by targeting individual device. The Zoom token vulnerability is a text case of insecure storage of sensitive data, a common issue highlighted in the OWASP top 10 in the Zoom case. User authentication tokens, essentially the keys to each user account, were stored in the plain text on a local machine with no encryption at all. That's like leaving your house keys under the doormat. Anyone with access to the device could steal it. This wasn't a complex exploit. It was a basic security failure that went against well-established practices. And the impact was serious. Stolen tokens mean attackers could impersonate users, join private meetings, view shared files, and access cloud recordings, all without needing a password. Even worse, forensic analysis found user data like emails and chat messages exposed in local files, raising the risk of identity theft and corporate espionage. For Zoom, like this led to damaged trust, lost business, and harsh lesson in the cost of neglecting security fundamentals during rapid growth.
Okay, in Zoom 2020 vulnerability, the technical flow was shockingly simple. Authentication tokens, the keys to user sessions, were stored in plain text inside a local database file called zoomus.db on Windows machines. No encryption and no protections. If malware or an attacker got access to your device, all they had to do was copy that file and extract the token. No hacks, just file access. Worse, they could use that token from anywhere in the world to hijack your account. Because Zoom's servers didn't check whether the token came from the original device. Next, so how should this have been prevented? First, tokens should be encrypted at rest always. They should be tied to the issuing device using cryptographic binding and expire quickly to limit damage if compromised. Server-side systems should detect unusual activity like login from new device or far-off locations and challenge them with extra verifications. Zoom has since patched the issues and improved their security posture, but this case is a clear lesson. Security must be built in from the start, not bolt on after a breach. Key lesson from the Zoom token vulnerability. The Zoom case reminds us security must be built in from the start. Storing tokens in plain text is like leaving keys out in the open. They must be encrypted and protected. Security principles like least privilege and defense in depth are not optional. Client-side protection is just as important. Especially during rapid growth, our security debt will pile up fast. Next, reflection and closing. The conclusion. The 2020 Zoom flaws shows how skipping basic security leads to real damage, stolen data, lost trust, and financial impact. Secure coding, encryption, and a security-first mindset are essential. Everyone has a role, developers, users, and the whole ecosystem. Great software isn't just useful, it must be secure by design. Okay, maybe that's all what we can explain about study case Zoom vulnerability in 2020. Maybe thanks for listening and see ya.